Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the finals of the Team Liquid Legacy Star League Qualifier number 5. It is going to be our first PvP finals in 5 qualifiers. G5, the man himself, the legend, versus Reps Dewalt, the guy who looks like he's 10 years old in his picture.
Yeah, indeed. My God, Sal, you have a touch for the dramatic. I am super excited to just listen to your introduction. G5 was one of the guys who, throughout this, I kind of thought, you know, I hope he makes it. But in the earlier stages, he had a lot of kind of troubles with connection, troubles with this, troubles with that. So I wasn't sure if we were actually going to see him pop up at all. And now here we are in qualifier number 5. So it's late in the day. Seeing him playing in the finals. So he's already guaranteed a place through in the stage of the main tournament. So this is actually really a great moment for me. But his opponent, very worthy also.
I remember you said in your interview, actually, that, you know, G5 was one of the guys you were rooting for.
Yeah, I did.
So I guess this is a super special moment for Elegant. By the way, if anyone hasn't checked those out, our lovely news/organization team is pumping out recaps and interviews and stuff, winners interviews from all the TLS qualifiers. So if you haven't, or if you've missed any of those, they're usually front paged. But I guess if you don't look at the front page, then go look for them. Yeah, but they have really good stuff, and some of the winners interviews are actually hilarious. I highly recommend reading Andre's winner interview.
Oh my God.
It was so good. Oh man, anyway. But enough about that. We've got the finals to go. So, the winner of this match, it's a best of 3 yet again, same map pool. The winner gets basically last pick of the groups. So the way we're doing it is the next round, the first round of the actual tournament, is going to be 6 groups of 4 players, so top 2 from each advance, and then so that will make 12 players who will be joined by the 4 invites to make a normal round of 16. So in those 6 groups, basically we're gonna, I think randomly or somehow 3 players will be seeded into each group. So those will be players who qualified by points and from second place finishes. And then the players who finish first in each qualifier, who win the qualifier, get to choose which group they want to be in, right? In the order that they won the qualifiers. So whoever wins this match gets to pick a group, which is awesome, because you can pick an easy group and then advance 1 more round. Hey!
Yeah.
So that's quite nice.
Or you can pick what you think is an easy group. But remember, in the next stage, there really are no easy groups.
Exactly. I say easy group, but it's like, do I want to play, you know, this A- level player or that A- level player?
Yeah, it's like a bit of a kind of non-choice. Basically, it mainly depends on who you think you're good against, not necessarily the level of the player.
Yeah, I think it'll be more like what matchups it's going to be in the group, and also, you know, maybe you know a person's style or something like that, so you can play better against them. And also, before we get started in the game, I want to give another huge shout out to our sponsors, Razer and Twitch. You guys are awesome. You made all this possible. You gave us a prize pool. You gave us our headsets. Everybody should go buy Razer stuff and watch streams on Twitch with your ad block off.
Yeah, please ad block off, because not only do you support Twitch, but you support us then as well, which is brilliant. I need new shoes.
Elegant needs new shoes, guys. he needs his feet to be as pretty as his face. I mean, what are you gonna do?
God, start the game already.
Alright, here we go. Game number 1 of the finals. G5 versus Dewalt.
Yes.
And here we are in game number 1 of the finals. At the top right, as the blue Protoss, we have G5. And at the bottom left, as the brown Protoss, we have Reps Dewalt. It's a PvP on Jade.
Yeah, both these guys thoroughly earned their position right here. I mean, Dewalt we just saw play an epic series of games. G5, despite a minor wobble in game one, was also able to come back against his Zerg opponent and take it to 2-1 in impressive style also. So both these guys thoroughly deserving to be in the final. And I really don't just say that because of bias. I say that because it's true. So I expect only the highest of quality from these two guys right now. And I'm really interested to see how they play to the map as well, because it is, of course, one of these funky reverse ramp map, which can lead to some pretty interesting kind of Reaver Goon-based situations in PvP.
You know what, I actually just realized that all three of the maps we're using in this series have different like ramp dynamics. So this is a reverse ramp map, Electric Circuit has no ramp, and Fighting Spirit has a normal ramp.
Wow.
So we can see three completely different styles of PvP from these players, which I'm really excited about. So on a reverse ramp map, you know, going for 3 or 4 gate goon, early goon aggression is a lot easier because you can't like hold the bottom of your ramp. That doesn't really make any sense. So going for like a super fast 1 gate Reaver or anything like that, I think is probably less optimal than going for heavier goon aggression in the beginning of the game. On the other hand, we've also seen some pretty crazy games in Pro League where, you know, people will hide DT tech or do other kinds of weird shenanigans. So it's definitely a possibility here. Meanwhile, that was a very early probe scout, by the way.
It really was.
From G5.
And directly cross position as well. Both of these guys going cross position. That's interesting. I think this is probably to make relevant information for their first Zealot, because of course if you scout cross position, then you're going to know that your first Zealot's less likely to make a real killing and to make a big impact. So it really does matter. And I would only imagine that's why they're both going cross position, which could otherwise look very strange indeed and slightly inexplicable. But that's the best I can really think of for that. And indeed, we are seeing a cybernetics score go down first for G5. Interestingly enough, not seeming to for Dewalt. He's gone for the pylon before cybernetics core, but no Zealot as of yet. I imagine we will see a Zealot. Yes, indeed we do. So he's gone for slightly different style opening, but really the outcome is going to be very similar with an extra Zealot and slightly later tech.
Yeah, I definitely like G5's opening better. Your cross map on a 4-player map, you know the other guy didn't go 2-gate, just go for core first. I mean, you don't really need that initial Zealot. Meanwhile, G5's pro, by the way, is being ultra aggressive in this mineral line. Oh my god, he's done a ton of damage already. He hasn't killed any probes, so it's been supremely annoying. Meanwhile, why did Dewalt's probe go to the bottom right?
I actually don't know. Was that a mistake?
I don't know, but he definitely saw the base, right? He went far enough to see the base. I wasn't paying attention. I just
he must have gone far enough in.
But he's going to the top left now. Wait.
No.
Wait a minute. Did he not see the base? Oh, sick mana pylon. Trapping a probe, blocking that patch. Very good times. Oh, he actually canceled it. I guess because his L was already attacking it. But it looks like Dewalt actually didn't see the base.
Oh my god,
guys, I think what happened is because look at the way G5's buildings are placed. He's placed everything very far up. So I think Dewalt, maybe he went to the bottom of the ramp, he assumed the gateway would be further down, and was like, well, there's nothing here, I'll just go somewhere else. So he actually just he still doesn't know where his opponent is. Oh man, he's gonna be so mad when he goes there and there's no base. He's like, did he lift off his Nexus?
Oh my god, that's going to be so annoying. He's going to realize his mistake now, because of course he scouted far enough into the bottom right hand corner, so now he's going to know that it's top right hand corner after all, where he was all along. Oh my god, we have DTs.
Okay, hopefully he goes 3-gate robo. I think on reverse ramp and no ramp maps, 3-gate obs, expand, and Reaver is probably the most kind of like all-round stable build that you can do. And if he throws his robo down very soon, it should be in time, or rather it will be in time for the DTs. He still has a bit of time, of course, because Temple Archive takes a while to morph in. The DTs have to run cross-map. Of course, there's no proxy gates or anything like that. So he does have a bit of time, but he needs to do it within the next, I'd say, minute or so.
Yeah, absolutely. He needs to do it pretty much as soon as he has the minerals. But he's gonna take a little bit of time because he doesn't really have any inkling of what's happening just yet. So he needs to get it going right here. He needs the observer tech. Otherwise, he's going to be forced into a situation where he has to cannon, because of course the tech comes slightly quicker if you do go for the cannons instead, which is never a good situation to be in. But I'm just hoping he can get up that ramp and get some decent scouting, otherwise Dewalt is going to be able to easily get away with this. And it could be quite a nasty build order loss right here for G5 in game 1 of the finals of this qualifier. He has, of course, cut probes as well, so his economy is not about to get any stronger. He will have to cut Dragoons if he wants to get a robo, which is still no sign of happening.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused by this because he has only gone for 3 gateways. Like, if you go for a 4-gate goon all in, you obviously can't afford a robo. But when you go for 3 gates, you should be getting a robo at some point. I mean, he's got enough money now. Hopefully he builds it right now. If he builds it right now, it'll be slightly late, but he can just, like, block the ramp and buy time.
Yeah.
But is he, like, he's not building a Nexus? I don't know what he's thinking right now to be going 3-gate Goon and no Robo. That's very, very strange to me. And is going to probably mean he lost.
Yeah, it's too much of a gamble. I don't like it when he's got limited scouting information. He's still just making pylons and dragoons, and the first DTs are actually nearly done. There is no way he's going to have detection in time. Now he makes the Robo. He's going to have to spend pretty much every last one of his dragoons in just blocking up his own ramp in order so that he can get those observers out, even if that's going to buy him enough time.
Well, the thing is, one other thing that can happen is either you block or you just go for a huge counterattack and try and do as much damage as possible.
Oh, he didn't even see the DTs.
There's no damage from, or sorry, there's not enough units here to defend the base. So the DT, one DT actually being forced back to help defend, and he's just going in with all his dragoons. He might be able to, or basically he's going to try and do as much damage as he possibly can with his dragoons. Now he knows the DT's there. He's been hit by the DT, and look at this. His Robo is not quite done yet. The one DT, though, I don't think will do enough damage to actually kill the Robo, so he probably will be able to get detection. The question is, how much damage will these dragoons do? He needs to keep moving, though. He needs to not let the DT hit him. He needs to constantly move. He's going to try and snipe down the pylon. He is now moving. He's trying to save that thing. He does kill the pylon. All the gateways are unpowered. The Artosis pylon goes down. 2 more pylons on the way. The probes are starting to go down. He needs to keep moving, though. He needs to do moving shot because the DT is doing a lot of damage here. The DT has so much DPS. Meanwhile, where's the DT in the main? The DT is now in the main. It's killing probes. God. There's a forge on the way. He's not building an observatory. Why is he not building an observatory? Make an observatory. Oh no, there's an observatory. It's hidden at the top left. I didn't see it. Meanwhile, the dragoons in the main base are killing stuff, but the DT is doing so much damage.
Run the probes, you've got to run the probes. If he can run the probes right, finally now he runs the probes. But he should have run them much earlier and then just kind of preserved them somewhere weirdly in the middle of the map and just waited. He has done a huge amount of economic damage of his own up at the other side of the map as well. He's still taking out probes right there as well. So this could actually even itself out quite well for G5. And I think G5 is going to be looking good here. If he can just flush out that one DT in his main, he can then do a big counterattack with his observers and he will be able to have the strength to bust all the way into Dewalt's natural and main. And at that point, there's going to be nothing Dewalt can do about this, but Dewalt is still definitely looking alright. For the moment, at least, G5 is still having to wander around his main, trying to take care of that DT. It's a slow process.
That's a very good point, Elegant. Basically, even though both players have like completely shattered economies, Dewalt's economy is slightly better, but G5 has a big army now, and DTs alone aren't going to defend him anymore. Normally, at this point, what would happen, like if that crazy base trade didn't happen, is the DT expanding player would want to build cannons and then get High Templar with Storm. But obviously, there's no way that he has enough money for that now. He doesn't even have a forge right now, so the only thing that's defending him is DTs. I mean, making Dragoons won't help because he won't have Dragoon range, so he'll just get torn apart by the range goons of G5. He just needs to buy as much time as possible with the DTs. He needs to threaten like a backstab, but look at this. 2 cannons in the mineral line. G5 is well prepared for the backstab, so he's just going for the kill with these Dragoons, and I think he can do it.
Yeah, I think he can just about do it. He needs to win now, though, because, oh my god, look at the difference in economy. We have actually a fair number of probes still remaining on the line for Dewalt, whereas there is nothing in the main for G5. He has like 5 probes in total, maybe 6, because 2 of them are stacked, which probably isn't great when you're only mining off like 6 probes. But there's 1 DT swiping away at the front there, which is going to get taken out as soon as the observer arrives. I think G5 has a timing here. He needs to go for it now, though, because his timing is slim. I think he's going to be able to bust this, though. He's going in with a significant number of Dragoons. He has range, whereas his opponent does not. I think he's going to be able to have this. The shield battery is up, though. Will that be enough to save these Dragoons? I don't know if it will. DTs, of course.
DT in the back. Is it going to be enough? How good is the micro? I don't think it matters. It's too much. Even with the shield battery there, it's got 0 energy, and G5 is looking good here. A reinforcing goon coming out. The Zealots, though, doing a ton of damage to the Dragoons of Dewalt. Not enough micro. 1 DT coming in from the back. The probes coming off the fight, but is it going to be enough? There's no way. 1 Dragoon even getting bugged out by its own probe buddies. The probes are trying to focus down this wounded Dragoon, but he's losing all of the rest of his probes, and that has got to be it. He's got 5 probes left on the line here. The rest of the units coming in. 2 more Dragoons, but once again, they don't have a range. They're not very good Dragoons. And that has got to be it for Dewalt here. Man, that was such a close game. I thought G5 lost it because his Robo was so late. But just with that crazy counterattack, he has actually done it.
See, if Dewalt had spotted those Dragoons coming in a little bit earlier, then he would have been able to bring a DT back, block up his own main ramp, and it would have been GG right there. G5 would be able to do no economic damage because that DT would have been just invincible. It would have sat on that ramp all day and just taken its sweet time.
Wait a minute. The Dragoons are dead. G5 got no more Dragoons in his base.
What?
He can actually micro down the Zealot. Oh my god.
What are the supplies?
Oh my god. Is this just going to reset?
It's not, because the supplies. Look at the supply count. Look at the supply.
Oh wait, 9 supply? 17 supply? What? What?
Yeah, I know.
He got 11 supply. Oh no. Oh man. That's great. Why is he only making zealots though? Oh, he's got no gas. Oh, his gas is completely messed up by his cannon. It's completely borked. He can only make zealots. What the hell?
Oh, G5. Think about your cannon positioning before you throw down the cannon. Damn. But he is continuing to produce units, and he should win this from this position. But that's actually quite a significant reset that's happened right there. And those Dragoons are going to be really, really annoying for just a bit. They will have to retreat.
He's got to trap him in the base. He's got to trap him. He's sending one zealot to hold position on the ramp so they can't leave.
Yeah.
Very nice move. I like that. Except the other Dragoon kind of got lost.
Yeah. And those two DTs for Dewalt looking like, no, not DT, sorry, those Dragoons are looking like they can do some decent action. One of them's only got 1 hit point left. Please take down that Dragoon before. Ah, 1 HP. You got to be kidding me. Okay, now it's going to die, finally. But yeah, those Dragoons are finally going to go down. This has been quite a reset, though. We now have 28 supply versus 16. However, I think that is still quite an insurmountable deficit. Although it's crazy when you think that 30 supply is more than double the supply of your opponent. You know something.
Oh man, indeed, what a game! When all G5's goons died, I was like, no, is Dewalt gonna win? Because he's got 2 Nexus, right? Like, even though both players lost 1,000,000 probes, he can make probes double time, so that's good. But now he's making slow zealots, which is gonna get microed down by goons, easy peasy. Yeah. So I think, I don't know. Oh, but it looks like G5 forgot 1 Dragoon in his base. Should probably move that.
Yeah, he needs absolutely all the forces he can get right now, because if he's going to try and break, he really can't afford another unsuccessful break, because in that case he will start losing this advantage he's built up, and yeah, as you say, those 2 Nexus will start to come in actually properly handy. He's kind of edging forward with the Dragoon, probably not the best idea to do that. Maybe he's trying to draw his opponent out. He's getting leg speed. Oh my god.
Wow, that's awesome. I don't think that's exactly necessary. That is like the last thing I would have done in this situation, but I'm not an awesome like WCG champion like G5 is, so you know, what do I know really about this game? I
can actually kind of understand the leg speed, because he knows his opponent isn't going to have the economy to go for any kind of Reaver tech. Although having said that, he's got Templar Archives, so he could easily make 2 Archons by the time the leg speed's done. So I think that's maybe a bit of an odd decision. But he just wants to basically swarm his opponent with the cheapest units he can possibly put out, which are, of course, Zealots at this point. Now going in, he's going to be fighting against the might of the Shield Battery, although it's on pretty low energy. And we're going to see if he can actually do this. The probes once again are coming off the line. This is not actually too overwhelming at this point for G5. Dewalt might just be able to hang on, although it looks like probably not. Another Zealot coming in from the back to reinforce might just make all the difference. And yeah, I think this is probably going to be the death knell for Dewalt in this game.
Oh man, the probes are fighting, the goon is fighting, the shield battery's got no energy, and there goes the last unit. Are we going to drop down a single-digit supply again for Dewalt? He's holding on. GG!
Crazy. So, yeah, a game 1 truly worthy of the finals of this qualifier. And just going absolutely down to the wire right there. But I just think if Dewalt had just seen those Dragoons a little bit earlier, DT on the ramp, and you're invincible. You cannot be touched, at least for quite a significant while. All that damage he did in G5's main would have been easily enough to win almost any other game.
It's true, it's true. But on the other hand, if G5 hadn't delayed his robo so much, he wouldn't have taken any damage either.
Yeah, that's also true. But I don't know why he did that. I just think he went really, really heavy on the 3-gate goon idea. Just wanted to pump out as many units as possible, no compromise. And to be honest, it worked again. So I don't know. We can't really call how it would have worked out differently had he not done that, because he won anyway. So.
And you know what? You know what? I'm glad it went the way it did. I'm glad it wasn't like, oh, I got my robo in time, I'll be fine. And the other guy's like, yeah, I blocked my ramp, it's good. No. We want crazy base trades. We want 9 supply at the 12-minute mark. That's what we want. That's exactly what we want.
We're all about unusual situations.
Exactly. So, we're going to take another quick break, and then we'll be back with game number 2, guys.